You're all good. They gave it to us.
All right, good deal.
Yes. All right. So we are live. We are live. We are live in the Color Wellness Studio. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All of our, social media family. We're all across the nation. It's Michelle Green Rhodes just giving a quick hello to our LinkedIn family, to our YouTube family, and hello over on Facebook. So, if you are not aware, I'm the Color Wellness CEO and founder. So proud to start a new series where I'm excited to bring influencers who are doing big things in healthcare. They're making their mark and letting their name be known. So, this is actually a kickoff. So, thank you, Mr. Eric Taylor, who has joined us in the studio this morning to help us wrap up Men's Health Awareness Month. How you doing this morning?
I am great, Sister Rose. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm just so happy to spend this little short snippet of the day with you so we can get some messaging out to our men all across America, all across the world this morning.
All
Um,
right.
I do want to make sure I read this bio, though. I read your bio. I was like, I have to spend a moment, if you don't mind. If
Take your
that is
time,
that is
sis.
that
Take
okay?
your time.
I would love to. That'll give people some time to get in, and then of course you can add to that. But I want to make sure we give credit where credit is due because you're one of the few who are leading the way as far as raising the voice for Black men, especially. But when it comes to Black nurses and healthcare, we need more of it. And so when I saw your content on Instagram, I was just like, this is amazing, doing a wonderful job. Kudos to all that you do.
Thank you
So I
so
wanted to
much.
take a moment, welcome our guests. Yes, absolutely. We'll dig right into it, but I have to read this bio because it is amazing. So, Mr. Eric Taylor, let me get this right. I wish I had a drum roll.
Oh,
Is
it's
a
all
graduate
good.
of the Auburn University, where he holds a Bachelor of Science in Nursing and also the graduate of South Alabama, the University of South Alabama, where he holds a Master's of Science in Nursing. He's been a registered nurse for over 25 years, which of the last 15 years has been as a certified family nurse practitioner. Mr. Taylor has served in various clinical and administrative roles. And of course, my phone is scrolling.
It's okay.
Ah, and yes, loving her. Administrative roles. I want to make sure I back up to that. Okay, here we go. Which has given also several presentations, research projects to his credit. Kudos to you. And has served as NP faculty in the Primary Care Center of Excellence, one of only 7 centers in the nation, y'all. At the, I'm going to say Houston, VA. Is that correct? Okay.
That's fine. That's fine.
I won't go into that. All right. And
Okay.
so now you currently serve as a clinical instructor at the University of Texas. Is it Civic School of Nursing?
Yes, Physics School of Nursing. Yes.
Got it. Okay, got it. Want to make sure I said that correctly. Family Nurse Practitioner Program. He's a loving husband, kudos, father, kudos, and life member, kudos, of the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, where he
Hey,
has held
five.
multiple leadership positions in his local chapter. He is the founder of Priority Male LLC. Welcome, Mr. Eric Taylor.
Thank you so much for that wonderful welcome, warm welcome, and to the Color Wellness TV family. Thank you for the opportunity to be here this morning to have dialogue with you. So I look forward to this opportunity to share my message and also hear back from you guys as well. So thank you again.
Awesome. So happy to have you. So we'll jump right into it. I know that, again, we're wrapping up June, which is Men's Health Awareness Month. Color Wellness Magazine was proud to just share a few articles for men out there to read. But I wanted to ask you, before we get started, just tell us anything that I missed, anything about you and anything about nursing, especially when it comes to being a Black male in nursing. Just a little bit about you, and then we'll get into the men.
Well, I was a pretty decent athlete in high school and come from a very small town in Alabama. And where I'm from, there are not a lot of opportunities. You either work on the local farm, you work at the plant or the mill, or you go into the military. Um, and there was just not things that I wanted to do. And football kind of changed for me my senior year of high school. I had a concussion what really changed my trajectory as far as where I thought I was going to go. Thought I was going to play football at some level, but that time I got a chance. I was exposed to a nurse practitioner. And I'm a people person. I hardly ever meet a stranger. I like to keep people laughing. And I never had trouble with the ladies. So when I saw this young lady, I was like, ooh, and come to find out, she's a nurse practitioner. Took great care of me. Okay. And I also had an opportunity to spend a little time with a nurse practitioner before deciding what I wanted to do. So I knew seeing what she did and the impact she had on people's lives, I knew that was something that I wanted to do. So I had to do the research and find out what it took to get to that as a graduate. Two loving parents, they raised me and my brother to be great men in this society today, and I thank them, my father and my mother, for all that they've done. I'm standing on the shoulders of some giants right now, so I don't take these moments for granted when I get an opportunity to share this story. But ended up going to LPN school first because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure of myself in nursing because when I looked at nursing, I didn't see myself. I didn't see a black male. So long story short, with the nursing LPN school, then went to the 2-year RN program, then eventually got the bachelor's and master's. But during that training, all of the things that I had concerns about as a black male in nursing, I had an unfortunate opportunity of experiencing some of the negative sides of becoming a nurse in a female-dominated profession in Alabama. Now, if you know anything about Alabama, ain't much changed there besides the year and the month and date on the calendar. A lot of stuff still the same. So going through my training, there was a lot of negative things that I had to rise above. And I knew I had a village praying for me because Lord knows, some things that I wanted to respond to and react to that I couldn't because I knew I could see the end of the tunnel. I could see the finish line. So I knew I had to push through because I knew once I got through, they couldn't take that away from me. And I knew I had an opportunity to really have an impact on this world. So I became a nurse, worked for several years. I met my wife in nursing school. And, again, like I said earlier, the way I looked at nursing school, I was like, you know what? Why am I go over here to business and all these other programs when all the ladies over in the nursing program? It's like a buffet over there, man. Come on. It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet. I'm going to nursing school. So I'm over there in the program. I'm one of few. But I was academically inclined where I could, match up with the best of them. And I actually met my wife in nursing school. So, great opportunity, have some wonderful experiences, some not so pleasant experiences, but those have made me the man that I am today. So I appreciate even the negative experiences that I had going through school. And when I got into the profession, I started to notice something that I kind of knew existed, but kind of had ignored it because I didn't have that knowledge at the time. But I started seeing so many men, especially men that look like me, that were dying prematurely. Because I'm a former ICU nurse, and I've had so many unpleasant conversations at the bedside with beautiful, loving wives and significant others that I shouldn't have had to have. Men in their early 40s, or early 50s, dying from stuff that we could do something about. But I understood the distrust that we have had with the healthcare system. Being from Alabama, very familiar with the Tuskegee experiment, and those that are not woke, you better wake up, figure out what's going on in this world. But the Tuskegee experiment and a few other things that have happened along the way with medicine has given a big distrust in our community. So that's why a lot of men, black men, don't go to the doctor. So I knew that there was something that needed to be done. And as I was acquiring knowledge and skill over time, I have a gift to talk to just about anyone. One of my patients that I had a conversation with at the bedside, she said, do you talk about this in the community? Because we need to hear this. And patients would come in requesting, where's Eric? Where's Eric? I want to see Eric. Where's Eric? Because I knew how to talk to them. That cultural competence that a lot of times some of the doctors don't have. I had it. I could talk to anybody. And I could break it down with the doctors were saying. They were using all these big terms and talking over people's heads. And I'd be like, look, baby, this is what he's saying. And I would break it down and they'd be like, oh my God, you just made it so easy for us to understand. So now we know what we need to do. And I just had a gift of that. And I was like, I didn't think much of it. I'm like, I'm just doing my job. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. But one of my patients' families asked, if I would come speak at a church. And that's kind of where all of this started. And I saw the
Oh,
immediate response that I got from people when I was sharing information to me that I thought it was common knowledge, not knowing that people hadn't had it broken down the way I break it down and to where they could understand it and encourage them to go see their doctor. So that kind of birthed Priority Male. And I'm here today sharing information on this platform. I've taken a break here briefly, but I share this message because I want to save as many lives as I possibly can. My goal here is to leave this world better than I found it. And,
yeah.
a lot of times between our sunrise and sunset, we don't know what we've done with this life. And I'm doing my
Mm-hmm.
part to
So many.
capture, my purpose and my passion on social media. And again, if I've only saved one life, I feel like I've done my part because that's what I'm supposed to
Absolutely.
be doing. So that's kind of my story.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that.
You're
So
welcome.
powerful. Just um I wouldn't know where to start with all the gems that you drop, but I do think that, to me, of course, and I think you've said it plenty of times, is that purpose leads the way. It really does.
Yes.
And when you mentioned, leaving the world better than when you found it, that's what we're here for, right? So
Amen.
I just appreciate that message. So let's jump into it. When it comes to the men that you serve, I want to know and ask you, what's the, I guess, number one thing you want men out there who haven't met you? What do you want them to know?
Well, men, what I want you to know is our communities, our families, the world, they need us. And we're dying prematurely. We got to do something to fix that.
Mm,
So, for all the men that are out there that think you can fix it on your own, and I know who you are because I'm a man myself and I can speak on men very honestly because I know how we are. That check engine light come on in that car, that truck, that motorcycle, whatever it is you're driving, you're gonna find a way to fix that. But when your body's check engine light come on, you ignore it a lot of the times. You make excuses for why you shouldn't go or don't have the time to go see the doctor, and you end up leaving your family prematurely. Let's make sure we fix that by just going to the doctor on an annual basis and as often as is recommended after that to make sure that you are in the best state of health you can be and you get the time that you're supposed to have on this planet with your family and the life that you've been given to make a difference in this world. And the best advice I can give men on that is the bulk of what you need to have done takes place between the fourth and the seventh decade of life. Okay. Now, take that with a grain of salt because you still should go see your doctor annually. All right. No matter how healthy or unhealthy, well, if you're unhealthy, you know you need to go. But if you're
right.
feeling okay, you still should go see your doctor annually, have your blood work, have your physical exam done, and make sure everything is okay. And if you know your family's history, sorry, let me do this real quick. If you know your family's history, this even more important that you go see your doctor. One thing I want to add right here, family reunion season is coming up. You know, one thing we miss as our people in family reunions, we're looking for where they playing spades and where the shade and lemonade is, and we need to be figuring out what's going on in our family. If they say you look like Uncle Willie and Uncle Willie at that family reunion, you need to pull up a chair and sit at his feet and talk to him. Because if you can see the resemblance yourself, you need to understand you are a fruit from that tree and you are part of that genetic
Right.
pool. And if Uncle Willie is an example of what you might look like in the next 20, 30 years, if he's willing to talk about his health, you should sit down and talk to him because you can be proactive just from talking to Uncle Willie and finding out what health challenges he's having in his later period of life. And we miss that at family
Yeah.
reunions. We're so busy catching up because we hadn't seen people in a long time. And I understand that piece because again, I love a good family reunion, but there's another opportunity there that I don't think we take advantage of. And I would encourage us to have those health conversations that we, if we can, if they're comfortable at the family reunion. And then just again, make sure, man, you go get screened annually for all the preventive health stuff that's out there. Prostate cancer. If you have a history of lung cancer in the family or you smoke, get your blood
Yes.
pressure checked. So many men are walking around here with blood pressure high as the Empire State Building and don't even
Ooh,
know it or know it and ignore it and blame it on everything under the sun. Ooh, I shouldn't have ate all them pork rinds. Ooh, all them ribs. We got Independence Day coming up here, and they already getting the pits ready. And you know it's gonna be a lot of pork ribs, sausage, and all that on that grill. And that's what they're
oh
gonna blame
my.
the blood pressure on. So,
Mm-hmm.
and we just
Mm-hmm.
we just got to do our
It's true.
part. We got to do our part.
Yeah.
So go see your doctor,
Whew.
man.
Yeah, that family reunion, I had never connected the two, so that was beautiful how you just reminded us to not just have the fun, yes, have it, and definitely catch up with each other, love on each other, but we do need to have those serious conversations so you know
Yes.
what's could possibly be next and what the family physical health history
Oh yeah.
looks like.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Woo. So with that, because I know and I can tell and sense over your years that you've made some big impact on your community. Can you share a story or a time or a patient outcome, of course, and anonymously, but just
Yeah.
something that you've done to help some man out there that you're very proud of?
So many stories that I could share
That's
and
awesome.
share. And I don't like to put myself out like that because again, I'm doing what I am supposed to be doing. This is what my God has put in me and given me the gift to do. So I don't like for it to be about me, but
Got it.
I just have the ability to do that, and I thank God for the opportunity, and I thank God for the patience and the families that entrust me to be able to answer those questions and guide them along the way. I can recall a gentleman, and even to this day, I'm not his provider anymore because I moved to another clinic. He and I still talk, but this has probably been 10 years ago. I can recall him coming in. He hadn't seen a provider like me. He saw my name. My name is very generic. Eric Taylor, you don't know what you're going to see when you see that name. You can't tell if that's black, white, whatever. You don't know.
Right.
So I called him and we came back to the office to see him, and he was excited. I could tell he was excited because I looked like him. And I don't know how to say it, but I'm very casual, cool with it. I don't want you to be intimidated. I don't really care to wear the white lab coat because a lot of patients get nervous when they see that white lab coat. So that's why you see me in something casual like this, a black scrub, real relaxed,
Yes.
laid back, very casual. But the conversation he and I had, he was like, nobody's ever talked to me, made me feel so comfortable. This guy was opening up to me, sharing with me some of his deepest, most vulnerable thoughts that he hadn't shared with a lot of people.
Right.
Come to find out, he had a very significant family history for some things that we needed to get started working up right away. And we found that he had early stage prostate cancer, and we got him the treatment and the care that he needed, and he's alive today. And he thanks me every time we get a chance to talk. He'd be like, "Hey doc, man, I was so good seeing you. I know we don't see each other on a regular basis, but man, you part of the family. And had I not seen you, I probably would not be here." And I don't like to take credit for that because I just did my job, but I
Right.
just made it relaxing enough to where he was able to open up to me. He was able to have those difficult, vulnerable conversations that we men don't like to have. And I was able to talk to him, give him the information he needed so he can make an educated decision for himself. I didn't push him. I want to be very clear. I didn't push him. I laid it all out in a very logical way and very casual and
Right.
cool about it. I said, look, man, this is what it is. This is what I recommend. I'll answer your questions, but I want you to be comfortable with the decision you make because at the end of the day, you're going to have to deal with those consequences. He said, hey, doc, I'm so cool with what you just shared with me. Let's move forward. And we moved forward. Fortunately, we got the testing, got the treatment, and he is doing
Awesome.
well today, in a great state of health today. So yeah, got a lot of those stories.
Yes, 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 yes. I'm sure. I'm sure. I just wanted to pull one of those. So, of course, we give God the praise and glory for
Amen.
giving you that gift and
Amen.
for you listening to the call. Because a lot of us hear the call, and we just like, I want to do this. So you
Yeah,
been in alignment. So thank you for listening to the call and heeding the call,
man.
and then
Man, you're
walking
welcome.
proudly and boldly in your call. Like this is what it looks like, and
Yeah,
then impacting lives on top of that. So. It's just amazing, and I'm sure you have many others to share with us, but I wanted
yeah,
to just pull one out so that we can see the power of, as you mentioned, cultural competence, which is, and I'll just put a quick plug here, which is how the color wellness was born.
all right.
We are the first Black wellness magazine, now turned multimedia
Wow.
company, by Black nurses because of the very thing that you just talked about. It
Wow.
is the trust factor, it is the communication, it is better outcomes, which we know that is proven to happen when you have someone that looks like you, sounds like you, can talk to you, and break through barriers so that you get better care, which leads to better outcomes. So That's exemplary right there.
Great. Congrats on that accomplishment, sis. Congrats to that. Yeah, that's
Thank
amazing.
you. Oh
All
yeah,
right.
thank you. To God be the glory. We're in the same, vein, walking in
All right.
alignment as well. So, but it's so needed. And I'm just, kind of piggybacking off of your story to just show the power of that.
All
So, for the
right.
sake of time, I want to make sure we get all these in because I got two more questions for you. Is there
Okay.
anything that men can implement today? Like if they're just, okay, well, let me just get started. What should they do today?
Again, if you haven't established and found a primary care provider, a doctor that you can relate to, that you can talk to, they don't just talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the difference. You want a provider that you feel like they hear you and they see you and they don't judge you.
Mm,
Okay. Okay. Let's just be real. As a black man in this world, I'm judged by so many people and for so many things that they don't even quite understand. And I get so many questions just by wearing my uniform because they can't believe that, oh, are you a nurse practitioner? Oh, really? Then I got to give my whole history to somebody I don't even know. I ain't even seen them in clinic, but they want to know because they're intrigued to see that I'm a nurse practitioner. But long story
mm,
short, go find a doctor that you can relate to, that you can talk to, and they listen to you and they see you
yeah.
and they hear you. And then from there, develop that rapport, see them on a regular basis, make sure you have a trusted relationship with them to where you feel like all the things you bring into them, they're listening, they're concerned, genuinely concerned, and they're providing you with the evidence and education you need to make a wise decision for yourself. And then follow their lead. For me, it's a shared decision making with my patients. I never force a patient to do anything. I give them the cold, hard facts. I give them as many scenarios and analogies as I can to help them make a decision. But at the end
Right.
of the day, it is their decision. And I don't go against what they decide. I just say, hey, if this is what you decide, I'm on board. But we need to make sure we understand that if we don't do this and this happens, these are the potential consequences. Are you okay with that? And if they're okay with it, I am as well. And we keep it moving. But make sure you have that developed, established relationship, and you're doing your part to take care of this temple. You only get one. You only get one vehicle through life, physical body. You're gonna buy many cars, trucks, motorcycles, and you book. Check this out. Where they selling kidneys? Can you go down to O'Reilly's and AutoZone and buy some kidneys or injectors, all those things for cars? Men that are mechanically inclined know exactly what I'm talking about. We focus on
Right.
the parts on those cars more than we focus on the parts in this body. And when these parts in this body go out, you ain't guaranteed to get another one. So
So,
do your part to make sure you maintain this body. See your doctor. And again, think about your family. Put your family as
mm,
providers and protectors, that men that are out there on their square doing what they need to do. Your family needs you. They don't just, your resources and your provision are great, but they still need your presence. And let's make sure
yes.
we're doing our part to remain ever present in our families and in our
Mm.
communities. You know? So yeah.
So good. So good. I
All
was turning
right.
off the radio. I didn't realize it was coming on. So excuse me for that.
Oh, that's
Woo.
okay.
All right. So our last question of the day, but thank you so much. I just can't thank you. This
You're
is so
welcome,
good,
sis.
so rich.
All
Um,
right.
when you see, this is a futuristic question. Like, what would you like to see in regards to men's health? Whether it be
Hmm.
near or far, what's needed? What's the gap? What can we do?
Wow. That's a very profound question, sis. And I'm gonna give you the short. Well, I don't. I can hurt. Not many of my answers are very short, but I'll say this: if men sit and listen to women talk, and I have done that, women talk about everything. You hear me? I'm talking about everything. Everything under the sun, everything under their clothes, and don't get no mimosas or any kind of flowing. Oh, they really
Then
talking
it's
about
over.
us too. So, but from what I have observed in the sisterhood dialogue, is that you guys save one another's lives just by sharing your concerns and personal experiences. Sheila may
Yeah.
bring up something that Renee is not aware of, and because Sheila brought it up, Renee is going to go talk to her doctor about it and save her life. We'll
Mm.
be sitting here with Willie. No, Willie need to take his raggedy behind down to the doctor, and he won't go. We won't even say anything. And then when we get the call from Willie's wife that Willie died, we looking sad and concerned when we should have said something a long time ago, because men talk about everything but the health. We talk about guns, women, below the belt, all that stuff, and waste so much time talking about trivial stuff when we should be concerned about our fellow brother and encouraging him to go and get himself checked, and we don't do that. So, men, what I would encourage you to do is, if you're the leader of that pack, you know who your circle of menfluence, as I like to call it. The menfluence circle is the circle of men that you have that had the most influence over your life. You know who they are, and that circle gets smaller as we get older. But if you are in that circle and you've had some health challenges, and these are brothers that you have a good relationship with, and they don't judge you, y'all need to be more open and transparent about your health challenge and encourage others, your brothers, to go get seen, get screened, and do the things necessary to keep their temple in check. So, yeah, man, be bold, be different. It's okay to be odd. Being number one is an odd number. Go do what you need to do to make sure you preserve your health. Because at the end of the day, it is easier to stay well than it is to get well. And I want you to think about that. It's easier to stay well than it is to get well. If you are well, you need to do your part to stay well. Because I see people that make all kind of money and then they neglect their health. And then when they get to the point where they want to enjoy life, guess what they're doing with their retirement savings? They're trying to buy back their health. And unfortunately, medicine has its limitations. So, yeah.
I'm going to drop the mic right there for you. Wow. Medicine does have its limitations.
Oh, yes.
Thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome.
I just pray that these powerful words fall on the ears of men that need to hear it. You can feel free to reach out to Eric. He has his website, Priority Male LLC, scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Yeah. But I don't take this lightly. This has been such a blessing to have this message go out, because we know we've seen the data, and I'm sure those in the community as lay people, they've seen their friends or family suffer through various things, so they know that this is a priority as well.
Oh yeah. So, and that's why Priority Male is Priority Male. You know, that's because Priority Male is where men's health is the priority. So I'm here for you, man. Even though you don't want to come see me, your lady gonna probably see this and call me or send me a message, and I'm cool with that too, because I can answer her questions so she can encourage you to go get what you need to get done.
Absolutely. Any parting words for the people, Eric?
Well, again, sis, thank you for this opportunity here to be on your platform. I love engaging with our community and sharing the message and trying to move the needle forward when it comes to health in our community, especially for our men. So again, I don't take this opportunity lightly, and I appreciate you and to all of the Color of Wellness family. Thank you for listening in and supporting this platform and for all the great accomplishments they've had over the years. And I wish you much continued success. And hopefully we can have a part 2 or a part 3, or maybe even write our own book at some point. We can share this message with more people and reach, those that may not have access to this type of information. Because again, our people perish because we lack the knowledge. And we're in information overload today with all these smartphones, and we're using them for the wrong reasons. And again, I'm here to do my part, to share this message, to move this world better than I found it. And anybody I can partner with along the way, hey, I'm here to do that.
Yes. Yeah, definitely part 2 is on the books. I feel like I need a microphone. I really do. But wow. Well, we have Dr. Reed. Let me just share this right quick. I know we're out of time, but she's on one of our LinkedIn family. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you, darling. Marlene, for chiming in. She said, love the information, well received. But I'm going to let you read this, because I love about StreamYard. We can put the comments right on the screen. She said, I would love to have you present in my church. Please, can I touch base with you?
Sure.
So I have his information.
Where is he located?
Okay, Marlene, if you could put in the chat where you're located. But she can reach you I'm sure there's a contact form on your website, Eric.
Either that, or she can go through that. The website is actually, I think the webmaster is updating something in the background. I'm not a tech person, so you can do that. But if there's a phone number on the website, and also all of my social media tags are there. If you cannot reach me there, you can send me a message, DM through Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. I know you can reach me there, or the number. So, but the website is being updated. I believe he's doing some stuff behind the scenes. So again, I can't speak to all the technical aspects of it, but yeah, feel free to reach out, sis. And if I get your message, we'll get together. Make it happen. Baltimore. Oh, BMO. Yeah. We can make it. We can make that work.
We definitely need you up there.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, well, this leads me into our wrap up because we'll actually be hitting Baltimore December 7th. The Color Wellness is on tour, y'all. We are touring the country right now. 4 stops. We just
Nice.
kicked out here in Tampa, Florida, which is where I am. We're headquarters. And we are teaching healthcare professionals how to utilize digital media to spread messages quicker, better, faster, because I feel like we are doing, yes, we can make impact one at a time, but just imagine if we could impact the masses with our own platform. That's the
Hmm.
key, is that, we're not just another podcast, we're not just another TV, YouTube channel, we're not just another magazine. This is the only place that you can gather Black wellness information through Black healthcare professionals, especially nurses, founded by
Hmm.
nurses.
Hmm.
So we're
Wow.
excited to stop in Philadelphia next month, July 29th. You can go, and I'll put the website up in just a second, but she mentioned Baltimore, so I gotta go in. And then we'll be in Orlando October 7th, and we'll
All
wrap up
right.
our tour December 9th. So please save the date if you could, especially
Nice.
Dr. Marlene, since you mentioned Baltimore. Yeah, and so if we
Okay.
can work that out, Eric, where if you are available, maybe we can do something in Baltimore together that weekend.
Okay. Let me know,
But
because again, I'm always down for those opportunities. And congrats on that. That is amazing what you're doing. So yes, if I can be a part of that, I would love to do that.
we would love to have you for
All
sure. We
right.
definitely need you.
All
So
right.
that's the website. I just put it up. It's medianurses.com is where they can find all of the information about our certification program for those who decide to take the next step. Because the workshop is one day. Of course, it's very
Mm-hmm.
hard to teach all of this in one day. I couldn't tell you podcasting. I couldn't tell you YouTube, how to create a magazine all in one day, but it is definitely a high level. It's a chance for us to discuss the opportunities and possibilities that lie ahead. I can't tell you how many opportunities we have been privy to because of this uniqueness. We've created our own blue ocean, and
Wow.
I won't even begin, but we've had some wonderful unique opportunities because of this platform. Is more than just regular media, so I want to make sure I do say that. So we look forward to those cities, and you all going over to medianurses.com .com /tour to grab your tickets. Medianurses.com
Right.
/tour to grab your tickets. So I do want to end there.
All right.
So all right, y'all. So we'll wrap it up. Thank you again, Eric, for your
You're
time. We will
welcome.
be in touch because I feel some magic here. But the people need you more so than that. Yeah, the people need you.
Right.
So that's, again, just a shared, aligned passion for community health. So thank you for your time. Y'all have a wonderful Friday. Enjoy your holiday weekend, everybody.
All
Yes,
right.
signing off.
You're
We'll see you
welcome.
all at the tour.
All right,
Have
sis.
a great day.
Appreciate y'all. Take care. Be blessed.
You too.
All
Bye bye.
right. Great.